Testing the mic to see if it works. Boom, haircut. Got it. But anyways, I am taking Algebra 2 currently. It is the summertime. I'm taking it in my free time because I enjoy learning and I want to get ahead. So, but that has come with a lot of having to teach myself and watch videos and have AI explain things to me. And it's very, I've been passing quizzes. I've been doing well on assignments. It's just kind of hard to remember some things because there's so much information in such a short period of time. And so I'm going to try to explain some things, like a few brief concepts, so you can understand and I can understand, because that's the point of the channel. First thing is z-score. As this is part of the data and statistics unit slash standard of advanced algebra. And it is a statistical measurement that measures and tells you how many standard deviations a specific data point is away from the mean. So if you don't know what standard deviation is, watch my previous video. But I'm gonna show you the formula and explain it and do some example problems. Okay, so basically this is the formula. So we have like z, which is the z-score, is x minus mu over sigma. So I don't know why they make it so complicated looking with the fancy Greek letters, but all it's saying is that the z-score is the raw, x is the raw data point, and usually in word problems, it'll say what the raw data point is, whether it's a height or it's a number of things. It'll be explicit. And then minus the mean of, again, these all three things right here are given. Unless you're solving for one of these things, they're usually given in a word problem or something. So the mean, of course, of the data, and then the standard deviation, which if you don't know what that is, watch the previous video. So let's do an example problem. I guess how you can think of it is, I think it's like you're finding the standard deviation of the standard deviation. So it's like the second round of standard deviation, if you will. I completely forgot about this, John. So I looked up an example problem, and it would be a class scores 85. A student scores 85 on a math exam, where the class mean is 75 and the standard deviation is 5. So what it's saying is one student got an 85 on their test. The average is a 75, and among all the students, they are averaging 5 points away from 75. So they're averaging either within 75 to 80 or within 75 to 70, if that makes sense. So in order to find the standard deviation of the standard deviation, we'll have to plug in our values into the formula. So I'll do that. So this would read as z equals 85 minus 75 over 5, which basic mental math, that would be 2, because 85 minus 75 is 10, over 5 is 2. So the z-score equals 2. So that means that everyone that scored is within 2 standard deviations. Wait. Sorry. And this makes sense because we know the standard deviation is 5. We know the standard deviation already is 5. So if you say if they scored 10 higher than the average score and the standard deviation is 5, then 2 times 5 equals 10. So 2 standard deviations, 2 times 5 is where they scored, and 2 times 5 is 10, which is they scored 10 points higher than the average. If that makes sense. So sometimes, the one I have a problem with is sometimes you'll be asked in a problem to find certain percentages of applicants or heights that will meet a certain expectation or fall within a certain range, which is like trips me up. So I'm going to show you to do that. Basically, my audio stopped working. I filmed a lot of information here, but I introduced the problem, the word problem, which was something about having to hire clients or something. Oh, there's my hair. But it was something about having to hire people that passed a test. You had to score like an 86 on the test, and the average score was a 70. So as you'll see in a second, you set up your equation to find the z-score, and then essentially you just take the z-score and plug it into a table and then subtract 1 or like 100 minus that z-score, which will give you your percent of people that will get hired. Recorded so much stuff, but none of it saved. I'm gonna have to go all back and redo it. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm filming the rest of this on my phone because my iPad is just not being cooperative right now. So I think I'm probably gonna film myself writing the rest of this. But basically what we know is that there is a test in order to be able to get into get a job. You have to get an 86 on the test. One has to get an 86, and the average is a 70. So and the standard deviation is an 8, and we have to figure out what the z-score is of that, which I did because I thought my audio was working. Maybe I'll just voice over what I was saying. And so we know the z-score is 2, and basically all you need to do to find the percentage of people that would pass that would usually fall within this standard deviation, or these two standard deviations, is you look up on a z-score table what a z-score of 2 is, not the actual z-score of things. So you just find in a z-score table what the z-score of 2 is, which is 0.97, which means 0.97 of people score below an 86, which is this, right? And so meaning, and you subtract 1 or whatever, how you usually find a percent, right? And so only about 2% people score over 86, if that makes sense. Thank you for bearing with me today. I'm going to charge my microphone so it actually works next time. And I'm going to try to voice over the videos that didn't cut out the audio, because I filmed so much stuff with that and it just didn't load or didn't work. So see you later and wish me luck.